Well, I love many places. I mean, the places I lived here in the 90s, from 94 to 99. So, I had visited many places in my first period in China. Of course, Hangzhou is always a wonderful city. It's really, the best, one of the best examples of classical China. But I like very much. I visited very recently Chengde in Hebei, which is really a beautiful place, not only for the nature, but for the many beautiful buildings. China is so rich and also so diverse that you discover always something beautiful. One thing is of course the infrastructure that you see everywhere in every province, which are really outstanding, from highways, from high-speed trains, from airports, of course. But I think also what is very impressive for me in living in China is the degree, how China transformed itself into a digital society. So the use of a cell phone as a main instrument for doing all the main things. The degree of digitalization of China is really very, very impressive. And of course, it reflects the great technological development that China underwent in these last years. It's very positive. We will launch our strategic comprehensive partnership, which dates back to 2004. So we celebrated last year the 20th anniversary of our bilateral partnership, which offers all the instruments of cooperation that we need, and of course the visits of our Premier Meloni and of the President to China were two very significant moments for relaunching this strategic relationship. And so I think that we have a very good framework for progressing, for advancing our strategic relationship. So you see, we have plenty of visits, and we have been reinforcing really the political and institutional dialogue. And on every occasion, we had also the opportunity to refer to other sectors, for instance, the economic cooperation, culture. We had openings of great exhibitions all around China. So I think it's a very positive phase for our relationship. A good bilateral relationship between Italy and China contributes also to a good relationship between the EU and China. By the way, the comprehensive strategic partnership between EU and China was signed in 2003. Our bilateral comprehensive strategic partnership was signed in 2004. So we could say that the development of our relations went hand in hand. An architecture in our partnership which is very, very broad, very, very, very significant. But what is important are the contents, the substance of our cooperation, and the substance needs to be defined in strategic terms. So we have to look at very concrete things such as our economic cooperation, but we have to look also at the bigger picture, so multilateralism, the sector of environment, climate change, the sector of cooperation in innovative sectors, and continuing to have this outstanding, wonderful cultural cooperation that we have been able, of course, to support. And this implies also people-to-people exchanges, university cooperation. We have a week of science and technology and innovation between Italy and China within our bilateral partnership. So you see that all these sectors can be drivers for the further development of our relations. So I think that we want to cooperate more, and we are open, of course, to welcome Chinese investments to Italy, to grow together in the future. That, of course, is very meaningful for our friendship between China and Italy to have this link between the Beijing Winter Games and Milano Cortina. For sure, it will be a great opportunity to have exchange of people. I think that we will support the young volunteers. This was underscored by the CEO of Milano Cortina Winter Games, because we think that this is not only a way to approach sports, but also to create bonds of friendship, of mutual understanding, and also of future collaboration.